Today we are going to fix this. So this is where I went a little too deep and cut through the deck. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, sorry, excuse the fan noise, but we have working fans. Win. So we are gonna tape the underside of this. I already cleaned it with some acetone. We're gonna tape the underside of that to keep the epoxy from dripping through. Got our hole taped up, nice and secure. Now we'll mix up some epoxy and cut a piece of fiberglass or two to fit, and start our repair from above. And then once that's cured and everything, we'll take the tape off. But so far,
so the first thing I'm going to do today is take back the galley. So let's get right in. So the first issue with our galley is the sink's not draining. I have no idea why, and it's
still have water in it?
Yeah, so I mean it is draining-ish, but it's not draining completely. So I got some tools, obviously, and Dad let us borrow this too, so it's a little snake guy, I guess. I have no idea how it works, but like everything else, we'll figure it out. So I'm thinking maybe plunging first. I don't know. Yeah, we gotta figure out where the drain is and where the through hole is. Right, so here we are under the sink. And you can see at this Y, I wanna say hookup or whatever they call them, it's definitely just dripping water. So, the problem to address this morning is that, because that's not right. So, off I go to go gather some tools. Looks like I need something to undo those clamps and a bucket to catch all of whatever grossness is going to come out. Oh. Alright, wish me luck.
More evidence, boat work takes way longer than you think. So, here I am, you know, obviously working on that, the chasm of a hole I created. But then look at these. Hole here, not filled, not filled. And this one has some type of silicone in it. Silicone. So my thought is, while I have the headliner down in the quarter cabin, I should fix those holes too.
So, after seeing that the leak was coming from the intake, I had to turn the water pressure off and close up the tanks, the water tanks, and I'm just letting the faucets run, and it's, you can see now that the kitchen is pretty much almost out of pressure. And then let's go to the head. This looks like a real thing. And here you can see this one's just barely trickling. So I think that it's safe to say, if it's safe to say anything, that I've gotten the pressure out of the lines. So now that I have the pressure out, water pressure out of the lines, I can start taking apart stuff because there's extra stuff and all sorts of stuff. And we're going to fix the leak first, and then we'll figure out whatever the drainage problem is. No clue what that is, but so I'm back in here, pressure's off, got my drop bucket here, and I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about some of the extra things. So right now, currently, this is a water filter right here, And I don't think we'll be keeping that. So Matthew said, and this is definitely a water filter, which we don't need. I think that big guy is a water filter. I'm actually not sure about the big guy, but this is for sure a water filter. But I think so. So I gotta do some more investigating, but I bled all the pressure out of the system, so it should be safer. I'll for sure leave these. This is the foot pumps for the freshwater and the saltwater foot pumps right here that you can pump and get if you don't have pressure in your. So we'll leave those alone. I also, while I'm down here, will clean out these are the drain traps, and could be the reason why it's not draining. Maybe, I don't know. There's so many reasons. But first thing I want to do is to kind of make some room in here. So I'm just gonna take out like these guys and these guys. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take out the plastic stuff first, and then once I get those removed, then I'll have more room to see, and I can start on the part that was leaking. Was right up here, or sorry, back here. This guy all the way to the back. He's like back behind this guy. He was the one that was leaking. So I need to take him out and find out if it's like a hose clamp issue or the hose or what, but having this guy out of the way will make a huge difference because he's just super in the way to that little guy there over here. So yeah, so I'm gonna start taking stuff out. What came a drainage issue is now full-on leak.
I need to drill out those holes, but I can't do it with the straight up and down drill because the Dodger windshield, still don't know what that's called, is leaning in. So we need an angle. Yeah. So tool time update. This guy works great, but almost too great. I'm taking off a lot of material, which is fine for certain areas, but it's a little too aggressive for some of these smaller holes. So we're gonna switch to just a drill and a countersink bit, just to kind of dish out the hole a little bit to have the epoxy lay in there a little bit better. Just a little more, I guess, finesse with this. Okay, so after a lot of shaving and cutting and sanding, I got that piece to fit in there, and it's pretty darn good. But now I can't get it out, so I'll have to put a screw in there so I can get it out. Okay guys, we did some epoxy. Not the best job in the world, but our piece is in, got those filled, got these filled. Check it out, I made this little like lip at the bottom of them to catch any stuff that fell down. So yeah, overall, second time epoxying in my life.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, now we're gonna have some lunch.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, so I got the drain pipes, or the drain traps out. There's one, and there's the other there. And so those are open, and their sinks are empty now. That's suspect. That makes me nervous. How you can see kind of right there, it just doesn't look as clamped evenly, or I don't know, it just doesn't look like it's a good tight fit. And then when I was taking out the drain things, I noticed that this one wiggles a lot too, so I don't know. I'm not feeling confident about that. I'm gonna need to do some research on that. Also, where the drain meets the sink here, I mean, it's just like super rusted out, and I'm a little concerned about all of that as well. And now for the biggest mystery. I'm trying to understand where all of these lines are coming from and going. So I'm starting from, so here, we'll just start here. So here we have a raw water pump right here, and this guy, he comes from down inside the boat where he collects the raw water from outside, and then comes in here, and he goes directly up into his own space. Like he's got his own faucet right there. So that's that one. And you can, I don't know if you can see it up here because I've got so much junk up here. But up here we have all of the different things. Oop, there it is. And that one is the raw water. Ooh, sorry, it's not delightful, but it's the raw water one right there. And then next we have, you know, the middle section, which is when you come down here, these guys right here. So these guys right here are coming down, and they're coming down, and they're coming down, but where, okay, and then you can see that, for example, just following this side here, the port side, I'm going down, and I can get to the gray, and I follow the gray out into the water tanks, because that's what comes from the water tanks. But then, what is this? Like, what? Why is it there? Why is this T there? And what is it doing? No clue. Really weird. But it's the same on both sides. So if you come down on the starboard side, it's the same thing. Here it is. It's coming down, coming down. It's got a little bit more going on because of the water purification thing kind of gets into it. But here it's the same thing. When you get down to here, it has this that goes back in. And then it also has this that goes back in. So now I get to do the fun part. The drain is just dripping, it's fine. Now I get to do the fun part of just tracking down and taking apart and everything out of all of our cabinets to find out where the heck it's coming from. Because there should only be one line coming from our freshwater tank. Because here we've accounted for raw water intake. Here we're accounting for the water purification pump that's up there. And then we've got another pump that's for this one, which is the freshwater pump. So we've got the raw water and the freshwater pump. So like if your pressurized thing is not working, you just do this little foot pump and you can pump it, and then it'll pump out water through that spigot right there. So that's what we're looking at. So I know what that is, but then for some reason I have no idea what those Y connectors are about. Like, what is that and why is it there? Oh my god, that was so bad. So now I just need to kind of go into it and figure out what's going on and why this Y is there. So here I go to start tearing apart the boat, figuring it out. To start to figure out this mystery, I'm behind the galley here. This is where I was working, was down in there. And now I'm over here, and I went down into what was the tool cabinet. So we've got electrical wires, but then when you go in here, you can see there's at least one of the tubes. I don't know what this is or what this is, so that's a thing that is a mystery. But underneath is some of that tubing. And I'm wondering if it's just one tube that has like a Y split over here that comes through. Let's go look at inside. Maybe I can see underneath in the pantry. It's really nice and deep. And we need to remove that false floor to see where the hoses are coming from. So because of that, we have the drawers that slide out and back and whatnot are not allowing us to get that up. Or actually I think it's these side guys, but anyways, So Matt's having to remove these railing guys on the side so that we can access in.
Oh wait, that's a Phillips. Multiple different screw heads.
Yeah, so basically we were just saying how we've gotten nothing that we planned to accomplish today.
Nothing remains the same.
Yay!
Wow.
Oh, he's seen better days.
Yeah, we could make it.
Yeah, we might need to make a new one of
At least there's no mold on the bottom.
those. Yeah. That's excellent. So now it's open for me to do my investigation. And I can't see because of this guy.
Whoa. I think I see the back end of our diesel tank.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it looks like those two are coming and they're feeding to the back. So what would be going to the back? Oh, the cockpit shower.
The cockpit shower.
Oh, duh!
They teed in the hot and cold water to the cockpit shower.
Duh!
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now we know that it's the cockpit shower.
Well, we'll go to the back. Do we have a second bathroom we didn't know about?
I wish. Okay, so now we can see, because remember how I was saying there was 2 lines for each thing, because there's 2 lines that come up here for the hot and the cold, and they both come in on the side over here, and you can see here these 2 are coming from the freshwater tank, and then these 2 are going out into, after they're, you know, either hot or cold, to the cockpit shower. So now let's get down in here, back to our little gosh spot, a little cupboard under the sink. So now, mystery solved. I understand why there's the Y's here now, because these are the waters coming from the tank going up. That's going out into the cockpit shower. That's going out into the cockpit shower. And then this one is going up and going into the water filter here, so cold water. And then this one is the hot water, and it's coming up, and it splits off to go to the cockpit shower and goes up to come out of the faucet. So I think we can leave the Y systems alone, and since the problem is with this guy right here, I'm thinking if I just start to kind of take apart this filtration system, because we don't need it, we're going to replace it with something else. So I mean, we'll have one, but it just won't be this one. So we'll see. I'm going to have to do a little bit of just taking stuff apart. And I think I'm just going to start over there in that right here with that. I don't know. I guess we'll see, right? Wish me luck.
Where does that go?
For the water filter.
Oh, you're taking the water filter out.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if that's disconnected, I would just recommend pulling that out.
Yeah, how do I get that out?
I don't know. Figure it out. You're doing good so far. Probably a couple bolts or screws or...
Do you have is it pliers?
You have pliers?
I think it's pliers that it needs.
You want my help?
Yeah, I might need your help for this.
Alright.
Just to get this big guy out. Right. Okay. So here we are. This is a, I thought it was part of the water filtration. It was not. It's the pressure storage tank. It's a bit, it's time for a new one. So we removed that. All right, so here's my work. And as you can see in a second, there will be a drip come from right there. There. All right, so my T there just needed to be tightened up. I have the bucket here in the way because it's holding up another thing. But we just had to like hold on one side with a thing and then tighten it with the other. So now that's all tight and it's not leaking at all. So water pressure is good and not leaking, but now we're trying to fix the drain issue. So we took out that drain thing and we have the pipe here just held up, and put those parts in a bucket, and now we're gonna go take them out and clean them. And this is just like what was in the sink because I had soapy water in the sink. So now it's in the bucket. But yeah, so that's where we are. But water pressure leak is completely fixed. So now we're just trying to figure out where the drainage issue is coming from. This won't work because it's just a little too short. All right, so I'm here on the boat in the galley and got all their plumbing stuff, our new sink, what are they called? Our new sink strainer and all those parts. And then we've got all of the plumbing fixtures to get 2 new sink strainers installed into the sink. So we've got our 2 new sink drains installed. And now we're gonna have to put the rest of it back together to hook it to that. All right, so here's our new setup. We've got our sink strainers installed, and then we've got these coming here. We had ended up doing one shorter, so because our garbage can sits in here, right here, so we really want that space to be more open. Yeah, so just kind of gives us a little bit more freedom over here. So we just did a little shorter on this side and cut that to fit, and then got everything attached, and then we will put in some of the sealing tape, take it apart, put the sealing tape in, and get her hooked up for the last time. Well, for the last time until we get a new sinks. But yeah, she's working. That's great. Okay, so we got, oh goodness gracious, got the through hole is open, we've got our drain pipe coming up onto our new sink strainers. Oh, so beautiful. So now, moment of truth. I'm gonna leave that open just in case.
Towel's still down there just in case.
Yep, towel's still down there just in case. We're gonna pour a bucket of water into the sink. Nope.
How about this one?
Oh, sweet.
No leaks?
No leaks. So, officially now, I took out all of the water filter, stuff like that we were replacing anyways from under the sink. Replumbed that so the water would come in without any leaks. That's good to go. And also made sure to keep the cockpit shower all still plumbed. And then put new sink strainers in and did a whole new drain pipe setup. And yeah, we shouldn't really need to do much, but get a new sink and all I need to install our new faucet too. But new faucet, new sink, new counters. It's kind of, that's our Galley overhaul. Anyway.
Hookup?
It's our whatever.
Galley.
Refit?
No. Do you think it's a refit?
I don't know, but that's gonna be our
it's
Galley refresh.
Functional.
Yeah, but right now it's completely functional, so we can fill our water tanks and wash dishes and cook and do all the things that we need to do water-wise. So next up is cleaning, organizing, and propane, and then we have a complete and working Galley.
And most of it was done by Devin.
Look, I just want to get in here and get cooking, so I will do whatever I gotta do. So here we are. Alright, today is moving day. We are moving the boat, finally, from the boat or yard to the marina, to its slip. Yeah!
Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode.